Yes, let us continue with the discussion. I think I'll stop that linear probing. Okay, I'll just go back to that. Okay, so I will take one more example. Okay, and just show you the table size is 7. If I want to insert 14 mod 7 is 0. So at 0th position, 14 gets inserted. 8 mod 7, 1. So 8 gets inserted at 1 directly. 21 mod 7 is 0. So there is a collision at 0. Plus 1 if I do, there is a collision at 1. Plus 2 if I do, I'll get the location for 21. This is linear probing. Okay. Now 2 mod 7. 2 mod 7 is 2. Add to 2 there is a collision. So I'll do plus 1 so that it gets its position. Okay. I'll take one more example. If I want to have position of these elements in a table of size 12, suppose. Okay. Uh, can anybody quickly tell me, after applying 18, after applying linear probing to this, what will be the positions of these elements? 18, where it goes? फटाफट से आंसर देना है. Where is 18 going? Size of the table is 13. Okay, size of the table is 13. If I insert 18, it will be at 5. Okay, it will be at 5. May I know who is speaking?
Ma'am, screen is not visible now.
Screen is not visible. I'm sorry. I think I have not shared the screen. Okay, I'm sorry for that. Yes, I'll tell you this example again. I'm sorry. Yeah. Now, simple example of placing these elements. 14 gets placed in 0. 8 gets placed in 1. 21 gets placed at 2 because there is a collision at 0. After doing plus 1, I have a collision again. After doing plus 2, I will have the position for 21. And 2 is at position 2. There is a collision at position 2. Plus 1 if I do, it gets its position. This is linear probing. Let me take one more example. Okay, table size is 13. Where 18 gets placed. जल्दी जल्दी आंसर देना है. Okay, where 18 gets placed? It's at 5. Okay, it's at 5. Correct. 41 mod 13 you have to do. It's 2. Correct. 41 placed at 2. Then 22 at 9. Okay, 22 mod 13, 9. 44. Where 44? Check it correctly. 5 it is. After probing, it has to go to 6. After applying linear probing, it has to go to 6. Let us just check. 44 comes at 5, but after probing, 44 gets inside at position 6. Now 59. Seven, correct. Then 32. It is 6. Okay, position 6. But after probing, it will reach up to 8. Do the calculation correctly. I think you have given me the answer 7 for 32. 13 twos are 26. 26 plus 6 is 32. Okay, so 6 is the remainder after dividing 32 by 13. So 6 is the position 32 gets. But after applying linear probing, if I apply plus 1, there is a collision again. And if I apply plus 2, there is a location for 32. Okay, so 32 gets 8th position. Then 31. It's 5, but after probing, I don't have plus 1, I don't have plus 2, I don't have plus 3, I neither have plus 4, but I will have a position at plus 5. That is, at 10th position, I will have the element 31. Now, 73. Exactly at 11, but initially it has got 8, plus 1, plus 2, plus 3. If I apply plus 3, I will get the position for 73. Okay, this is the table constructed after applying linear probing. Okay, after applying linear probing. What is the solution? What is the problem associated with this linear probing? Is there any problem? Do you find any kind of problem associated with this? It's so easy. You just go add 1, check, add 2, check, add 3, check. ठीक है. It becomes so convenient for the things. But it has a bigger problem. What is that bigger problem? You just imagine all the elements are getting mapped on one side of the table. The other side, you just imagine the table is of size 100. The elements are getting mapped between 0 to 50. What about, because you are doing plus 1, plus 2, plus 3, there only you are mapping all the elements, nearby positions to the current location of the elements. The nearby positions are occupied by the next elements that are coming in. So I call that part, that kind of problem associated with linear probing called as clustering. I have something called as primary clustering. It talks about only one part of the table getting populated like anything. So this is a major drawback that is associated with linear probing. What I call it as clustering. At a particular side or at a particular position of the table, all the elements are populated like anything. So there is a cluster created, cluster of elements. On the other side, on the other part of the table, it is empty. I do not have any elements available there. Okay, so this problem is definitely associated with what is called as linear probing. Then what is the solution for this? I have one additional overhead, additional thing to be done for this linear probing. Instead of adding plus 1, plus 2, plus 3, plus 4, what I will do is I will try to move this clustering. I'll try to lessen or reduce the amount of clustering that can be done by doing plus I square. Instead of doing plus I'll do plus I square. What is the meaning of this? Plus 1 square. If position is not there, plus 2 square you do. It means I'm adding plus 4. If that position is also not there, then do plus 3 square. It means what? You are from the current position, you are adding 9 positions away from it. So there is no problem of what is called as primary clustering. I do not have that kind of problem associated if I have the range of addition getting changed from linear addition to a quadratic addition, where elements are getting diversified. The position is not at one place. They are not positioned at one place or one part of the table. Instead, I just want to have a distribution of the elements by doing this. So this is the solution. How this works then? Let's just get inside this. Okay, I'll take the same example. And let us just have the linear probing as it is. Okay, or I'll remove this. Okay, tell me. Now I want to apply quadratic probing for this. Okay, let's just get started. 18 takes position. You have to be quick enough now. Okay, 18 takes position 5. All right, all fine now. 41 takes what? 41 takes position 2. Okay, 22 takes position 9. Okay, 22 takes position 9. 44 takes 13 threes are 39, so 5 it takes. Okay, 44 comes at this position 5. Now what has to happen is, there is a collision. I have to map it. What is that I am applying? Instead of applying linear probing, I will try to apply what is called as quadratic probing. So first initial step of quadratic probing is linear probing only, because I am adding 1 square to it. So I will add plus 1 square to its position. It means what? To the position that it has got, plus 1 square, it is 6. So 44 gets inside the location 6. Next, 59. Initial position of 59. Can you comment? 7. So 59 straight away gets the position 59 gets 7. 32 is 6. Okay. 32 gets a position 6. Now I will add 1 square to this. Can this 32 go inside 7? No. I'll do plus 2 square. What is this plus 2 square indicating? Plus 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Don't add it from 7, guys. Please don't get confused. From the base position, you have to add every time. From the base position, you have to add every time. What is the base position of 32? 6. Plus 4, 10. Base position plus 1 square. Base position plus 2 square. Base position plus 3 square. Okay. Basically, 32 has to sit at position 6. But now what I have done, I have added 1 square to it and checked. No, it is not possible. So, added thing will go off. I'll come back to the base position. What is the base position? 6. Plus 2 square. It means plus 4. 6 plus 4 is 10. So 32 gets inside position 10. Just have a comparison done. You just have a comparison done between the linear probing that you have got and the quadratic probing that you are resulting into. Okay. I have a question here. What is the problem in clustering? In either case, we have same number of empty locations. Definitely, you are right. You are right, Varsha. But you just imagine, if the coming up elements, all of them are mapping to that part of the table where already a cluster of elements is created, there will be increased number of collisions for every element that is getting inserted. Every element that is getting inserted will fall in that cluster. Every time there will be collision occurring. For every element there will be collision. Okay. In order to avoid that, what I will do is, here and there I will place the elements. Here and there I will place the elements, not at one part of the table. One part of the table. Space as such will remain the same, no change at all. But you just imagine like this. I have a table of size, say 100. Okay. 0 to 99. These are the positions of the elements that are available. Now what I will do, you just imagine that the elements are probed, not positioned, they are probed. It means the new position that they have got after applying probing. They have got positions between 20 to 50. You just imagine like this. 21, 22, 23, something like that. Okay. Now, the next 30 elements that are coming in, all of them are mapping to the position that are available between 20 and 50. So, every element will lead to what is called as a collision. This is called as primary collision. It is nowhere related to the amount of places that are available. Nowhere related. Are you getting this, Varsha? Or have I answered your question? Yes, Varsha, have I answered your question? Okay, no response. Okay, let's just proceed. Yeah, thank you, Varsha. Now there is 31, suppose. Okay, element 31. Where this 31 maps to? 31 mod 13. 5 it is. Yeah. So 31 comes to 5. Now I'll do plus 1 square. Can it be accommodated? No. Plus 2 square. 1, 2, 3, 4. Can it be accommodated? No. So what I'll do? Plus 3 square I'll do. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 31 will get the position 1 after doing quadratic probing by 3. Okay. Then I have 73. 73. What will be the position? And after probing, what it will be? Okay, 73 will get 8 because it is empty. You will get 73 placed at this position. Fine. This goes fine if I apply quadratic probing. You can just see number of elements on this side of the table is more compared to linear probing. So there is a kind of more of distributed environment compared to the linear probing where we talked about clustering. But this quadratic probing also has a problem. Okay, let's just go ahead with the next set of slides where I'll show you how quadratic probing will lead to a problem. Okay. Yes. Take this example. Okay. Guys, you have a table of size 7. You have a table of size 7. Now, I have tried to insert 14. 14 mod 7 will get into 0th position. This is all right. 8 mod 7, next I try to insert 8. Okay. At position 1, 8 goes in. 21 when I try to insert, 21 actually maps to 0. But since there is a collision, I'll do plus 1 square. There is a collision, so I cannot insert here. Then I'll do plus 4. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. So the position for 21 is 4. This is all right. I want to insert 2 now. I want to insert 2. 2 is nothing but position 2. This is also all right. Not an issue. Now I want to insert 7. Pay attention to this, guys. 7 I want to insert. You have to have a lot of involvement, only then you'll understand this. Okay. 7 actually maps to 0. Now what I will do? I will do plus 1 square. What is the position right now if I do plus 1 square? Quickly you have to comment, guys, so that I can proceed ahead. 0 is the initial position. If I do plus 1 square, 1. Actually, 7 has to be inserted after doing plus 1 square to position 1. Okay. Again, there is a collision. So what I will do? I'll do plus 2 square. Okay. I'll do plus 2 square. What is the position? 4. Can I insert 7 at 4? You cannot, because already 21 is there. Now what I'll do? I'll do plus 3 square. What is the meaning of plus 3 square? Plus 9 you are doing. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So it means I have come back to position 2. Can I insert 7 here? You cannot. You cannot insert 7 because there is 2 already. Instead what I'll do? I'll do plus 4 square. Look at the kind of complexity that is involved here. Okay. I'll do plus 4 square. So what is the meaning of that? I have to add to the current position, to the base position, plus 16. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Where it has come back? It has come back to 0. Plus 5 square you do. That is 25. Again, it is getting mapped to the same position which has an element in it. This is called as chained collisions. And this problem is always associated with quadratic probing. So what is the problem associated with linear probing? There will be primary clustering. There is a clustering associated. What will be the problem with quadratic probing? element getting mapped to the positions which are already occupied by some other element even after completing the cycle. Cycle means checking all the positions in the quadratic manner in one direction and it has come back to the next iteration. So this is called as chained collision that is associated with quadratic probing. Yes guys, have you understood this much or any doubt you have? Tell me yes or no. You have understood? Okay. Okay. Yes. So what is load factor? You have got to know. What is load factor? Load factor is number of elements that are available in the hash table divided by the total size. Okay, that indicates the load factor. Now for this table, what is the load factor? Can anybody tell me? Total number of elements that are allotted the position divided by the total size. What will be the load factor? It's not 7, Praveen. Number of elements available or allotted the position in the table divided by the total size. So I can comment it. How many elements are there? 1, 2, 3, 4. It is 4 divided by 7. It sounds around 0.6, 0.57, something like that. Okay. So 4 by 7 is the load factor of the table. If I go back, what is the load factor of this table? It's 8 by 13. Okay. What is the total table size? 13. Number of elements who have occupied the place in the table, it is 8. 8 divided by 13. That is the load factor. Now, all these things, what you have seen is having what? It is having integer values. Now, you just imagine having string values. What should I do? Okay, how can you hash this kind of values? A set of values having name and birth date, an arbitrary pointer in C, an arbitrary reference to an object in Java. Okay, how do you map these to a hash table? So when I take up a set of values like this, name and birth date, I will apply some hash function like this. Hash name, hash of the name. This is XOR, okay, hash of birth date. Both of these XOR together, then I'll apply table size. See, the hash function is user defined. You can design the hash function that you want to apply for this for a particular application. Okay. Now, if I take strings, suppose I have the string elements available like this: ABC. Okay, ABC, XYZ. All those elements are available. For them, I want to construct hash table. You just say, let's suppose I have ABC, say DEF, okay, and say XYZ. These are the string elements that need to be stored in the hash table. Now what you can do is, you can apply the hash function like this. Add up ASCII values of the characters in the key. To that, apply mod table size. Mod the table size. So what is the ASCII value for small a? Can anybody comment quickly? ASCII value of small a. 97, it is correct. So if I want to find the position of ABC, what I will do is 97 plus 98 plus 99, whatever value I get, mod the table size. Say table size is of 7. Okay, it will give me the value between 0 to 6. That position will be held by that particular string value. This is how strings are mapped. Again, string mapping has a lot of problems. What all are those problems? Okay, let me take up this. What if the table size is 10,000 and all keys are 8 or less characters long? Okay, this will lead to a problem. What if the keys often contain the same characters? So this is a strange problem that you may associate with. See, I will write God, okay, and I will write Dog. All of these are both of these are having the same set of characters, no change at all. Now, both of them map to the same value because I am adding up the ASCII values and total whatever I get, to that I will apply the mod. Okay, so these are few of the problems that are associated. Then how can I solve that? What you can do is, at what position the value A, the character A is there, according to the position, square is added. Because it is at hundreds position, 2 is taken as the power. B is at tens position, so to the power 1 is taken. C is at position 0, so to the power 0 is taken. This is one solution for that. Or you can have a base reduced to 32-bit. Okay, 32-bit. So 32 to the power 2, 32 to the power 1, and 32 to the power 0. Whatever sum total I get, to that table size you apply. So you can have many solutions to it. But each and every solution must be in such a way that it should not lead to more number of collisions. And again, I have to apply collision resolution algorithms in order to have every time that collision getting resolved. Okay, the solution for this is you must have a good hash function. Okay, any doubt here? Any person having any doubt? It means no doubts. Am I right? It means no doubts. Okay. So I have third collision resolution technique, which is called as rehashing. Okay. And I think it will take 1 more minute of time, then I will end it. I'll be sharing this to you definitely. Okay. Okay. I call it as rehashing. The meaning of that is I have a hash function. I have a hash function which talks about table of size 5. Now the elements are getting collided every now and then. What I will do is I'll just enhance the table size so that the values are getting mapped to different positions. Okay, so increasing the size and rehashing to a new function that is called as rehashing. Just pay attention. Here 5 is the table size. Now it has been enhanced to 11. Again, this is a costly affair because you might have already allotted those many elements. All those elements have to be rehashed. Okay, in order to avoid this, at the initial stage itself, choose the table size in a modest manner according to the application for which you are designing the hash table. Okay, I think I have come to the end of this. Yes, any kind of doubts you have? Otherwise, we will stop. Yeah, go ahead. Who is speaking?
Ma'am, that it's using very less amount of space.
Using?
Ma'am, hashing uses less amount of space. Means how the number of uh, elements entered and number of space allotted is
एक
equal.
minute, Yogesh. Yeah, I have a problem with your audio. It is not so clear. Can you just turn off the video and come back, audio and come back again? Mute and unmute again. Yes, now go ahead.
Clear?
Yeah,
Ma'am, it is now clear.
yeah, now it is clear.
Ma'am, doesn't hashing takes a lot of space?
See, lot of space. I think Yogesh, we are in a position right now where space is not a constraint for me. Okay, see, you will get terabytes together data space in a small heap which you will store in your pocket and roam around. Okay, nowadays space is not a constraint at all. What is constraint for me is how quickly I can get my data. That is more important than the space. Yes, Yogesh.
Ma'am,
Hmm.
the way is complex to just understand and do it.
I didn't get your point. Can you repeat?
Ma'am, I'm like in other searching methods, it is quite
Correct.
easy to implement, but it's
Ha,
quite difficult.
implementation complexity. You are talking about implementation complexity, Yogesh. Am I right?
Yes, ma'am.
Implementation complexity definitely is there in case of hashing. Okay. But once it has been implemented, using it is much convenient because at one go you will get the data that you want. Searching, if it is more prominent than other things, then this is more preferred. 100%. Whatever you are commenting is 100% right. But when you have searching is more prominent than any other thing, then this is more preferred. Of
Ma'am,
course,
so it can
construction
be,
has a lot of complexity. Yes. Go ahead, Yogesh.
ma'am, so this method is used for search optimization.
Yes.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah. See, these things will work out fine when you अभी अभी बोलो ये कौन सा binary search tree we had constructed. Okay, even that is much complex compared to the normal linked list programming. Correct. Though we had written recursive calls, but for the compiler it is so heavy to work out. Construction is once data source is given, for that the whole of data structure is generated and kept. What is my point is, I have a data available already. Upon that, I want to apply the search. This is what is there. In that case, always the searching is preferred to be done as quickly as possible. Abhi aap bolo, Google search me, you would give the thing that you want to search for. You will definitely give. And at the hit of the button, you want the answer. At the hit of the button. This is where the applications like this will help. This is where the data structures like this will come into picture, where data storage or data repository is already been generated. I am in need of only searching from the data source that is available as part of this kind of data structure. I think I'm clear with this statement what I have made.
Yes, ma'am, clear now.
Okay, ठीक है. Any other doubts? Even trees
Ma-
are complex. Even trees are complex. Yeah, compared to any other data structure previously. Abhi stack if you take, queues if you take, they are so simple to manage, so easy to manage. But the amount of things that are involved in searching. I think this is a flat data structure. Hash table is a flat data structure. You can take it as a file where any amount of data can be stored. Any amount of data. There's no limitation at all. You can think it like a file where Excel sheet where you can go on editing the data into it as much as possible. Okay, and that file you can give it as input for the searching. It becomes so convenient. Why do you think that I have to apply so much of complex operation to have insert operation done? Insertion I would have done as a data source. I will apply searching technique by using hashing. That's much convenient. Okay? Yes, someone else was speaking.
Ma'am,
Yeah.
is the insertion in the hashing not complex because, ma'am, I think you are applying like relation and functions here, ma'am, for the
Hmm.
table, ma'am, one function.
One
So for
function,
any of
correspondence
the
function.
yeah, that one only, ma'am.
Huh.
So for any left column you insert first, ma'am,
Hmm.
those corresponding images that are in the right column, ma'am, you have to
Correct.
insert with that approach only, no, ma'am. So it will take time also. It will take very much time also, no, ma'am.
Um, See,
to search for tag
okay.
index.
See, okay. You just imagine like this. You want to search for an element in a normal array. How do you go ahead? In a normal array. You are not at all knowing. You are not at all knowing at what position that element is available. You don't know.
Yes, ma'am.
You don't know. Even the same complexity is there. Here, what is the added advantage is that particular value that you are storing, that particular value's index is available. अच्छा, आप ये search करना चाहते हो? Have you seen books index? Books index. It will give you at this particular page. You will get this particular value that you are searching for, word that you are searching for. Same thing goes for the hashing. Index table gets generated. There is something called as inode structure. I think at this point, it is so difficult to tell you what is this inode structure talking about. Okay, there is something called as inode structure which is generated for this hash table. So as soon as you get that key, it will let you go into that position only directly. Key is the main thing. You are searching for this key. Okay, this key is available at this position. It will directly go and fetch from there. It is not like linearly. Can I get it here? Can I get it here? Can I get it here? No, the key, that is very important. Yes, Praveen.
Yes, ma'am, now I got it.
Okay. Yes, any other doubts?
Ma'am, what kind of questions will be there in exam?
What kind of?
Questions will be there in exam from hashing.
From hashing. Okay, you are given with the values. For that, you have to construct a hash table, and what is the number of collisions that you will get, and how do you resolve by applying linear or quadratic probing. And after applying all those things, what will be the load factor of the table that is getting constructed? Something like this. Or you have a comparison, what all are the different collision resolution techniques that are available. I think I have discussed about rehashing, linear probing, and quadratic probing, and also something called as open chaining. Okay, 4 things I have talked about. Among them, you may be asked to explain any 2 or any 3, something like that. Totally theoretical, don't worry about programs. Okay, Yogesh?
Okay.
Yes. What is heap, Anushka? I think, okay. Heap is, see, a different kind of memory locations are there. Okay, stack memory, heap memory, there is something called as register memory. When I speak about all these things, register memory are the fastest memory locations that are available. Okay, if you want the computation to be done as quickly as possible, then go for register memory. Heap is the one which stores the temporary data storage. It means what? In between, I have computed something, I want to store it and go ahead with something else, then come back and take it. It is not like a stack, but kind of stack. Kind of stack. As soon as you shut down, the heap will be removed. All the contents in the heap will be removed. It's as good as a temporary storage. I think for your current knowledge of memory, I can explain only this much to you. Okay, Anushka? You're asking me with respect to data structure, heap data structure.
Okay, ma'am.
No. Are you asking me about heap data structure or heap memory?
No, ma'am. Heap data structure, ma'am.
Heap data structure you are asking. Okay, then it is
No. My question is
हाय
sorry.
एक काम करो अनुष्का, एक काम करो, एडवांस डेटा स्ट्रक्चर आता है ना, आई विल कम एंड टीच यू देयर. Okay, actually I was thinking of completing a balanced trees also, threaded binary trees, ABL trees, and there is something called red black trees, clay trees. So many options are there, and one among them is heap tree. Okay, but I think for now, the kind of classes that have been gone, okay, it's not so much required at this point, okay. But when you come for ADS, that is advanced data structures, all those things are there as part of the syllabus, okay. Don't worry about that. So for now, you just think about BST, how can I balance that?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, in
Okay.
syllabus, ma'am.
Yes, you're right, 100% right. But we have cut rid of that. Don't worry.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah. Yes, any more doubts? Anyone tried with the hackathon question? Still time is there, I know. Just don't want to enforce you, but please try that. Okay. It will give you a kind of knowledge of enhancing the learnings that you have learned to an application development. Okay. So please encash that for your from your end. Otherwise, you will be losing the chance of learning the things. I'll tell you again, I am not interested in the output that you show. I'm interested in the approach that you have given. I'm pretty clear about it. Even though you can send me the link of the code, for that you are getting segmentation fault. I don't mind at all. But I want to see the approach that you have applied for the solution of that particular problem. That is more important for me. Okay. And when you are sending as a heading of that particular program, you write which all are the data structures used in the implementation of this. Do mention that, please. I will repeat again my statement. Solution or the output black screen with a nice output is not at all the thing that I'm looking for. I'm looking for the approach that you apply for the solution of that problem. I think I'm pretty clear in my statements. Bold and clear. I have said it. And I think any teacher will or any person would definitely love to know your approach rather than the overall solution for that. Okay. Yes. Anything else that you want to speak about? Or I think this is my last class for you. When you come here, I'm just eager to see you all. I'm just eager to see you all. I don't know how much eager you are to come to college, but we are just eager to meet you people. Literally speaking, if you come in front of me and stand, I cannot make out who are you. You may know me, I cannot make out who are you, okay? Because I have never seen you. It's as simple as that. So we will have a nice lab sessions going on, okay? What I will do in another 1 or 2 days, I'll be sharing the kind of programs that we will be doing in the lab, that I call it as TermWorks, okay? I'll be sharing that to you in the Google Classroom. As soon as I update, I'll ping it in the WhatsApp group, okay? So just go through that, be prepared with that, and when you come back here, you are implementing those programs in the lab. Okay, so shall we end? I am not able to hear you. Who is speaking? I don't know. Okay, it was very nice to teach you people. Felt very nice to teach you people. Okay, but probably it would have been much better if it was physical class. I think Anushka is asking me about revision. That you have to tell me. I think I have asked you yesterday only. Okay. If you want me to have such classes, I'll be beginning from Monday. Please let me know from your end. Okay. So I'm just waiting for your call. Okay. You decide upon and let me know. And the IA marks will be updated in the Google Classroom soon. Okay. Yes. So shall we have revision classes from Monday? If so, please let me know today itself. Yes. Okay. So we will have a planning done for that, and I will let the CRs know about this, and accordingly the classes will be there. Okay? So who will be giving on what? All those things will be given in the group. Okay? So be prepared for that and let us join for that. Thank you all. Take care.
Thank
Thank you. Thank you all.